We are going to have to be courageous in a way we've never been courageous. And I'm finding hope in the everyday normal people who are being called on to do something that they never have done before and stand up to protect our neighbors.
Welcome to Bitch Talk. I'm your host, Erin.
And I'm co-host Ange, aka Captain Party.
2026 brings us into our 13th year of podcasting, and we're proud to be here. Thank you to our followers and longtime listeners for voting us Best of the Bay Best Podcast for 3 years in a row, and to SF Film for adding us to the respected list of Essential SF winners.
If this is your first time listening, where the hell have you been? But better late than never. We're like if the rap group Salt and Peppa met the show Grace and Frankie and had a baby. And if you don't understand what that means, ask Jeeves. And now, on with the show. Clink! Welcome to Sundance 2026. Thank you to our festival sponsor, Standard Deviant Brewing. And in this episode, we're bringing you La Tierra del Valor and Luigi. All right, bitch talkers. In this segment, we're going to be talking about the Sundance short film La Tierra del Valor, which means the home of the brave. And we are sitting here with return guest and director Cristina Cosentini and producer Alfie Coder. Welcome to Bitch Talk.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So excited to be back.
Yes. Cristina, since you are our return guest, will you introduce this short film to our audience?
Sure, yeah. Our film is about the ice raids this summer and about this woman named Neza, who is this breakout star, Latina pop star, who was asked to sing the national anthem at the Dodger Stadium. And basically, she was faced with a very tough decision. She asked the Dodgers if she could sing the national anthem, this version that was commissioned by FDR in Spanish. And the Dodgers basically indicated to her that she had 90 seconds and she could fill them how she wanted. And then the day of, she shows up, and it coincides with No King's Day. And she's practicing in Spanish. She's about to go on the field, and she gets pulled aside. And an organizer basically says, actually, you know what, I don't know if this wasn't communicated to you. She says, she's about to say translated, yes. And then she says communicated. But we're going to do it in English today. And it's heartbreaking for Neza. And his face is in these few minutes as she's walking to the mound to sing the national anthem. You know, the gravity of what's happening in the country. People are being snatched from the streets that look like her family, like her mom and her dad, in this super Latino city that she lives in. And she decides in that moment that she's going to sing it in Spanish. And it ends up becoming a rallying cry for the Latino community in the face of all of these people who are caving to the powers that be, all these cowards who are institutions, are, you know, organizations we looked up to, companies we looked up to, all caving. In the face of all this one tiny Latina woman singing a song that's very emotional and fills us with national pride, but in the language that our parents speak. And so for Latinos, I think it's moving on a visceral level. And so amidst all of this terror and, you know, these hard times, this one small act of hope, I think, gave us... reminded us that there are good people and that courage is more important than ever. And so I'm crying, and I'm sorry, and I will be. It's hard for me to talk about, but I think, you know, during these tough times, we look to Neza. Yeah. Our parents came here. Yeah. We're married, to be saying. Alfie and I are married. Our parents are immigrants, and we have, you know, a lot of pride for the idea of America as an immigrant nation. It's given us so much. My dad and his parents came here very, very poor, and everything that we have is because this nation has had a strong immigrant heritage. And, you know, people are trying to erase that in the most brutal, inhumane way. And so it feels great to be here at Sundance with this film that honors our immigrant tradition and celebrates a woman who's standing up to it. So, yeah, we're very, very privileged and honored that she let us help tell her story in this film. What did I forget, Alfie?
I mean, I think there are a lot of depictions of what happened this past summer, and what is unfortunately continuing to happen. I think a lot of the depictions and representations of it that we're exposed to by way of the news and Instagram and TikTok are incredibly traumatizing. Mm-hmm. And I think that exposure to trauma it's a reality of the situation. There's no way of denying that. But I think it's also really important in devastating moments like this to be reminded that there is hope to be found. And so there is a version of this story that could be told that is not about bravery, that's not about hope. But I think at this critical moment, it's important to be reminded of what that looks like so that all of us, when the time comes, which it inevitably seems like it will, for everybody, in power or not, especially those of us who are not in power, who are just regular people, to know that we can take a stand in whatever big or small way, and that it will have an impact. It will provide hope to, whatever the size of the community that it's providing hope for, it's important. And so, this is a story about Neza, but I also think it's a playbook for all of us moving forward, to just know what it looks and feels like so that we ourselves are prepared.
Yeah, I mean, our generation has never been challenged in this way. Mm-hmm. So I think we are learning new skills. And Neza, like Alfie said, is a roadmap for what that looks like. We are going to have to be courageous in a way we've never been courageous. And I'm finding hope in all of the nurses protecting their patients, the teachers and administrators protecting their students, the everyday normal people who are being called on to do something that they never have done before and stand up to protect our neighbors. Mm-hmm. And, those of us with the privilege of status, the onus is on us to protect the people that they're going after now, our most recent arrivals. Mm-hmm. We've totally lost the plot.
100%.
And they have been able to paint pictures of these hardworking, wonderful people. And half of America believes it. And so it's up to the rest of us to be even louder. Yes. Mm-hmm. And I think we can win the Congress back. And I think we can, and we're just going to have to fight really hard the next few years. Mm-hmm. But Neza gives me hope that we can, because I know there are a million other Nezas out there of regular people who do the right thing when the situation comes to them. So, yeah.
And they're doing it right now in Minnesota.
I know.
100%.
And it's just like, it's incredible to watch.
It is.
And it feels also weird just watching it.
I know.
And like, I want to be there.
Yeah, I know. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and it's like, I'm so heartened to see the Midwesterners, people who are like good, kind, gentle people who I certainly didn't expect them to come out in the force that they have.
They're coming out in the force and it's negative 15 degrees.
I know.
Also
that too.
Yeah.
And it's Minnesota.
It's Minnesota. These are like, oh shucks, let's pay attention.
Yeah.
Let's all mind our business people, like the people I grew up with. But seeing them, it's like there are a lot of good Americans.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I think there's so much room to cry and there's so much room to fight. Mm-hmm. And so we have to make space for both.
I agree.
So it's all
I
good.
agree.
Please.
Or we cry and then we fight.
Yeah, and then it's like, fuck
or
you.
both at the same time.
Yes.
Both and then we laugh in between.
Yeah, I know.
It's all the feelings all at once.
Yeah.
Well, that's also why we love Neza, because she's really funny. And so I think during these really tough times, communities that are suffering, like, that's what we need. Mm-hmm. And she's like, burps really loudly in the middle of the film.
I forgot that until you said that.
Yes.
Yeah. There's,
She warned.
Yeah. She's like, she does not want to be having to be the face of a movement. She wants to be like doing kind of like dorky Harry Potter videos, like on her or like her book podcast. But she has an amazing smut podcast.
Oh, cute!
Oh, wow,
she's a real girl.
The layers of an onion. She's the layers of the onion.
I do want to ask though, in terms of the story, how did you two get involved? And it's like it's a real time doc.
Yeah.
And you turn that around real fast and now you're at Sundance, but like, how did that all domino effect?
Okay, so the truth is, it's circuitous, so stay with me here, but I have a big crush on Diego Luna and always have.
Duh.
So that's where it starts. No, Diego Luna was hosting Jimmy Kimmel, and my friend who was a producer was like, I remember that you have a big crush on Diego Luna. Do you want to come meet him? And I was like, Yes. So I did not get to meet Diego Luna that day, but I met Neza and I just thanked her. You know, I'm Latina. I watched this online as it unfolded and was so proud of her. And so I just said thank you. And then afterwards, her boyfriend Kian ran up to me and was like, hey, actually, we've been shooting a lot with Neza, and I actually shot that day. Is there any chance? I mean, they were like, would you ever want to make a doc with us? And I was like,
oh my God.
Yeah, let's go talk about it. So Kian and Alfie and Neza and I have become really good friends in the process of making this. And they shared all this amazing footage that Kian shot. And then we shot a little bit more with her and went back home and met her parents. And it's just been such a collaborative process with them. And they're so fun.
I'll also say Kian was incredibly humble when he said, like, oh, I shot this stuff. He made it seem like he just had like a wobbly iPhone. This guy is a real DP, like he's a cinematographer in his own right. And so the minute
he did shoot that main stuff on an iPhone because they wouldn't let him use a real camera.
He did shoot it on an iPhone,
That's
but it's
what
like
I was going to ask too.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's all
I
to say
thought
he has
y'all
an
shot
eye.
it.
Yeah.
It felt flush with everything else. You know, it didn't like stand out.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. So when they first were like, yeah, we shot stuff, we're like, okay. And then they showed it to us, and I think seeing how good the footage was that Kian shot and how intimate it was, I think it was at that moment you understood that there was a real movie to be made out of this.
Yeah, and you know, you see what bravery looks like up close. I think that's what I was obsessed with, was like, if we need a roadmap for what courage looks like, the moment behind the scene when someone says, oh, you can't do this, like, you're gonna have to. And I think Neza's a rule following lady. We've since learned, like, she will not park even a little bit over the line. It's so annoying to Kian. Like, she's like, yeah, she's a real rule follower. So especially a person that's, you know, a lot of us want to be good. We want to be liked. We want to do all the right things and never upset anybody. And a person like that, you know, being challenged in that moment, and something else had to kick in for her to do the right thing, as she said. And she didn't feel, you know, as she says in the film, like, doing the right thing doesn't always feel safe, but it always feels right. And you know, it's been amazing working with those guys and seeing what the footage, getting back to my idea is like this courage up close. Her looks of fear and like her anger, and her heart is broken in that moment, and it didn't feel good to do it. You know, I think people think about bravery in the abstract and are like, bravery looks like, you know, you just go in and you know that you're doing the right, but it's like, bravery feels like fear. And if we're able to anticipate, I am going to be scared when I have to be brave. Yes. It's going to be scary. And I have to push through that fear. Like, if we can prep ourselves for these moments, like, we are in a very uncertain era, and we're going to have to show up and speak loudly and, you know, stand firm on what America is, because we're in a fight for the soul of this nation. Yeah. And there's no room for us not to win. Yeah.
I mean, you'd like to think that in the abstract, if you haven't been challenged to be brave in that way, I think you have an idea that it will feel incredibly confident, right. You know, and that you will have, like, your hand will be unshaken, but it is like sweaty palmed and dry mouthed. Yeah. And I think it's
Eminem taught us that.
Taught us that. We weren't listening closely enough. You know?
So this is all an
Again,
Eminem
from the Midwest
appreciation.
also.
Yes, that's right. This is an appreciation piece
for
Eminem.
Appreciation film.
That's why we made it.
But I think it's important to know that. Know that, like, when that time comes, just because you feel like you're about to barf, that is not... that shouldn't stop you from doing the right thing, because fear and all of those uncomfortable feelings are the runway from which a brave act takes off.
I think Alfie and I have been prepping ourselves too. Like, you know, we've never encountered a moment like that in our lives. So I think part of this film is like what am I going to do? You know, what am I going to do if that comes to me?
Oh yeah, we have talks at
daily
work and within our community of like, okay, what do we do if and when we see ICE come in? Yeah, how do we handle it? What is the verbiage we use? Yeah. What are our rights? Yeah. And while you were sharing, you know, about your parents, the thing that pisses me off about all this is like, my dad, all of my uncles, my grandfathers, all fought in wars for this country as immigrants who became American citizens and fought in World War II, in the Korean War, in Vietnam, And my dad was the most patriotic person ever. He asked me once to separate his shirts. He just wanted to wear the ones with American flags on them.
Oh,
and
that's
like,
so sweet.
Like to think that people are hating on immigrants when they're the most fucking patriotic people because they understand what this country has given them.
Right.
The irony of that is
Yes.
just fucking beyond me.
And beyond that, I mean, in addition to that, a narrative that immigrants are grifters or somehow taking advantage of the wealth of other people, they're anything but that. I mean, I know by way of your family story, my family story, any family's immigrant story is one of tremendous bravery and trauma. And to have to go through that as your entry point to setting up your own life, you know, you are weeding out grifters and laziness.
I mean, they're doing the jobs that other people won't do.
Yeah.
They're building our cities, feeding our, taking care of our children, feeding all of us. I mean, every restaurant in LA is a Mexican restaurant. If you go back into,
Correct. Who's in the kitchen?
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense that. Yeah. Anyway, in a city like Los Angeles, the Dodgers should be able to. The Dodgers in Los Angeles, a Spanish language word, you should be able to sing in Spanish.
The fucking Dodgers who have shirts, Doyers,
Los
and
Doyers.
like this fucking Spanish.
They capitalize off that
the
shit.
Latin community, like it's just fuck them for their response.
I know.
Anyways,
It
watch the
also-
short film and then you'll understand what we're talking about. 'Cause
It also,
fuck them.
it came during a summer where the Dodgers weren't saying anything. LAFC came forward, and the Angel City started wearing Immigrant City shirts, and half of Dodgers fans are Latino.
Yeah.
And they were quiet. Their owner, invests in private prisons that ICE uses. There's a lot of connections, and they weren't saying anything. After a lot of pressure, they donated $1 million to the
least,
victims,
the bare minimum
of deportation. But $1 million is like a tiny fraction of one day's ticket sales.
Yeah.
So it's it was a very symbolic thing there was a gesture. They thought it was very little too late. So I think the Dodgers need to step up and stand with their city
and fans, look where you spend your money.
Yeah.
Like really, that's part of it.
Yeah.
That can be part of your activism.
I know, exactly.
That's kind of one of the easier parts.
I know.
Ish.
I mean, a lot of the people who love this film are Dodgers fans who are disappointed in their team.
Then don't go. Like,
they
don't spend your money there.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, but like a team, also the players are,
Yeah.
the team is not just its ownership. I think it's like the people in charge need to be shamed and blamed, and their fans are not happy with them, but they love the team. So half of their fans are so conflicted right now, want to root for them, but the leadership has got to step up.
Mm-hmm.
I won't hold my breath.
I know.
Sorry,
I know.
I used to work in that world too.
Yeah.
So watching this, I was like, yep, that all of it seems correct. Okay, we're gonna switch gears and do our end segment of this bitch.
Ooh.
So for each of you in this moment, you can shine a light on someone or something, or throw shade at a lot of this bitches. But who's your this bitch right now? And you got to say this bitch is
Okay, right now mine is this bitch JD Vance is. I mean, Trump is one thing. He's his own thing. But it's the enablers. It's the, chameleons. It's the people, who went to Yale Law. The people, Usha Vance lived down the dorm hallway from my brother. The people who I know better. The people who are using their education and, saying... The people who I know constitutional law better than they're pretending to know constitutional law. Those are the ones that I have... The cowards who are opportunists, who are saying whatever they think they need to say, walking it back. He said they had complete immunity 2 days ago, and now he's like, well, I didn't mean complete immunity. Of course. And I'm like, oh, come on, use your Yale education in a better way. Anyway, this bitch JD Vance.
Correct.
I feel like I could take this in so many negative directions, right? There are so many. There's the Greg Bovinos, this bitch, Greg, But I think in the name of providing hope, maybe there are some positive this bitches out there who are in the mold of Neza. And I think of, I don't know all of their names, but, this bitch, Adrian Martinez. He's the Walmart employee who stood up to ICE when they were trying to detain an elderly worker at Walmart where he worked.
Oh. It's the normal people. It's the nurses. It's the doctors.
He stepped in and he got detained.
Yeah, it's the people putting their
So-
body, it's the Renee Goods. People putting their bodies
This
on
bitch
the line.
Renee Good, this bitch Adrian Martinez, this bitch Brianna Evans, Rectangle Pizza out in Minneapolis that is doing so much to protect their employees.
Yeah,
You know, there are all these people who are
banding together.
banding together.
Makes us very emotional.
Yeah, those are the people we got to model ourselves off of. Not this bitch JD Vance, not this bitch Greg Bovino, but
Yeah.
you know, the normal people doing
Christy
big
Nome.
things and
I can't
big
wait
things.
for their trials someday.
Same. We got video evidence.
I
bitch.
know.
Yep. So go ahead and close, Ange. This bitch has got to close.
This bitch needs tissues. So, no, thank you continually for your work, Christina. We love covering everything you do, but it's so timely. It's so important. Alfie, we finally had you on the show, so you have to return
yeah,
soon.
thank you for having me.
Hopefully we'll be less
We'll cry
tears.
less next
No,
time.
let's cry.
we cry a lot
but
on
let's
Bitch
laugh
Talk.
and let's yell. Let's do all the things. Yeah,
Okay.
all the feelings are important.
Oh my goodness. Thank
Again,
you.
the short film is called La Tierra del Valor. Hopefully, we will have Neza on soon.
You will.
But it is an important short film. Thank you for everything you do.
No, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
so
Such a
much.
pleasure.
All right, Bitch Talkers, in this segment, we are in the short film program of Sundance for a short called Luigi.
Yeah.
Guess what it's about?
Guess what?
And we're sitting here with the director and return guest, Liza Mandaloop. Welcome back to Bitch Talk.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, it's been a minute.
It has your first on for Jawline at our first ever Sundance. We
Yeah.
were just touching
Really?
base on
You're
that.
Just
Yes.
little babies.
2019, here 8 years.
We were all little babies.
Yeah.
It was all of our first that year.
Yeah.
And now that it's leaving Park City, it's very
Yeah, this
apropos
is
to have you
nice.
back on.
I know. I'm so happy I got to slip one in like right before it's gone.
I
here.
know. Yeah,
It does feel like the end of an era.
it is. For the better, for the worse. You know,
We'll
anyways,
see.
we have, we'll see.
New chapter.
A new chapter, yeah.
Change is good. Change can be healthy. Okay, back to you and your film. Can you introduce Luigi to our audience?
Yes, Luigi is a short documentary about the fans and the fans around Luigi Mangione, and we filmed it literally a year ago from last week. So yeah, it's been like one that we really felt like we wanted to like put into the world really fast because we started shooting it like right after everything started rolling out on social media. I don't know. Have you guys been following all the?
We'll get into that.
To put it
Don't you worry about
mildly.
it.
To put
Don't
it
you worry
mildly.
about it.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's framed through people writing letters to him in prison, and making art about him and songs and having fantasies about him. And yeah, I was watching all of that stuff that was unfolding on TikTok, going down the rabbit hole myself while working on other long form projects. And I was like, I was just craving making something short and sweet and like wanted to get something out like kind of fast while working on like a series and a feature and a scripted project and everything that was just like taking so long. And I live in New York, and I was like, okay, like this is happening like all around us. And I was just like really interested because I felt like, you know, this is someone who's been accused of murder, and this is like on like main explore page, you know, all over TikTok, the support for him. And I just felt like it was like a different kind of fandom. And I have been someone that with my films, I have always explored obsession and fandom. Jawline has a lot of that in it. I have another film called Fangirl. I've made films about musicians, and I think that this just felt like a different turn of fandom that like felt very much like the moment that we're in right now. And I just felt like, okay, I have to make this. And I didn't want to do it in the way that I'm going to pitch it and put it out in 4 years and wait for the trial. And I was just like, this is like, I want to be part of the cultural conversation right now. So that was sort of what made me want to make it.
I was going to ask, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, but maybe you can talk a little more about just choosing this storyline specifically about Luigi, because you could have gone in so many different ways. We have a lot of Luigi stories we could tell you too. And also you're wearing green today. That's hilarious. Was that on purpose? But can you talk about choosing this specific and how you chose these people to be on this short?
I really wanted it to be something, so we casted it all online through like our own networks. And it was like through Craigslist, TikTok, and literally friends of friends. It was just really like, okay, who is feeling very passionate about this? And it was like an abundance. It was something that happened really fast, because it was like when we put the idea out, so much came back to us. And it was like one of those things we didn't overthink. We were just like, these feel like really interesting people. Let's go film with them. And we didn't make it like too complicated. And I think the characters that we chose for this were not afraid to like speak their mind, and they felt very passionate about their opinions and very passionate towards him. And I think that I like to follow that. Like when someone has like conviction, and someone feels very certain about their opinions, I'm very interested in that. I'm someone that's just like a curious person. And I don't like, it's not like my films are not my opinions, but they're more like me being, intrigued. And I think that this is a very provocative topic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it's like, like when I told my mom, like what this was about, like when I was first working on it, she was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? It's like one of those really.
What was her opinion? Or is her opinion?
I think that it's just like something that like, freaks people out, and I think that
yes.
It's like one of those where it's like, oh, are you sure you want to like make the, and I feel like that followed the project as we were, we partnered with Rolling Stone to get the film out. So the film's going to be on Rolling Stone. But when we were like shopping it and stuff, people were like, ooh, this is like, it's a tough topic. Like but I think that I don't want to be someone that's like afraid to touch those things.
Yeah, all the more reason to do it.
Yeah, and I think that there were a lot of people that tried to make me nervous, and be like, and make me feel like, really honestly make me feel afraid to touch the topic from this angle.
Second guess it.
Yeah, and be like, oh, are you sure you want to take that angle and not talk about like the trial and like all this stuff? And it's like, no, because this is the angle I'm interested in. I want to hear why people so proudly have shown so much support for him with no judgment. And I think it's important to hear from these people and not ignore them. Like, this is not the dark web, guys. Like, this is like, if you have a teenager, like they're watching this on social media right now. So like, I want to put this into a film. And also I make a lot of work about like something that only exists online, and I give it like a shape. So I just kind of felt like it was like mine to tell.
Mm-hmm. And it is unique in the fact that it's not unique for people to lust over a bad boy or for somebody with a CD who's mysterious. I'm guilty of certain things at times myself. But with Luigi, it is tapping into our collective rage.
100%.
And so can you just sort of speak to that? And, can we have a little bit of joy and add some fun and levity to that too, like in the form of a bathing suit or whatever we want to do?
Yeah, people like laughed in the screening, and it was like, I'm like, that's okay. And, that's like, it's supposed to be something that you can laugh at. But I do feel like, or laugh with, you know what I mean? Like there's an absurdity to it. But I do feel like the underlying issue around Luigi and like the fandom around him is healthcare. And like that's a topic that crosses the aisle. And I feel like people feel very helpless with figuring out. Every single person has struggled to figure out how to have healthcare. Like I am 1 year away from losing my own healthcare with the DGA. Like if I don't, you know what I mean? It's like I'm like a working professional. I can't imagine anybody who isn't. Like it's just like there are so many people. It's so complicated. It's so expensive to even get terrible health insurance. Yes. Everybody shares that frustration, and there's really nothing we can do about it. And so I think that something appeared where people could share their collective frustration and rage. And they, like, everybody has felt frustrated about this at a point. And I think that nobody wants to turn to like something like murder, but I think that people were just really desperate for a vehicle to express themselves. And I think that there's a lot of places online where you can like kind of like shout into a void a little bit, and then maybe find a community that also feels like frustrated too about this. So I do think that was part of like the moment that surrounded this this person.
And it's a continued conversation.
It is.
I hope.
Yes. And this is also like, this short is like a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Like I never set out to make something that covers everything. It's very much like a short. in that way. And I don't like want to say I'm putting this out there as like a full 360 perspective on this topic. It's a very, very complex story. And there's like a lot of information we don't even know yet. He's hardly spoken. Like there's just like the trial hasn't happened. And I wasn't trying to make something that covers every angle.
Yeah.
And I don't think all films need to do that. Like I am not a journalist. I consider myself an artist and a filmmaker. And I'm like, I would have been a journalist if I wanted to have that perspective. Like I get to just decide I'm going to cover like one thing. And I think that the film is supposed to be, the film was made as a short so that it could just be that one thing.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of backstory here and I don't know how to get into it. Cause also like we're running out of we got to wrap soon, but we are Team Luigi, I would say.
Oh, really?
And
okay, cool.
yeah, but also I'm not writing notes to him in prison, not yet. But we went to Mardi Gras last year for the first time and saw wonderful costuming about Free Luigi. Like, it was amazing. It was amazing. Signs, everything. And then it turned into we know some people that are very like anti what happened. 100%.
Yeah.
You should not be celebrating this. Upset that people are making bathing suits,
what do you say to
Well,
that?
and don't like I can't ever support murder.
Right.
Which is
Yes,
fair
just
to a
the
certain
line
degree.
is
like
I
that's
can't.
murder. I can't.
But I don't think
glorify
that
it
the
or-
people and like I really like the community is very vocal and they've talked a lot about this, but I don't feel like they are supporting murder.
I
Exactly.
agree.
And
I
that
agree.
is-
and that's what the
and I
point
think
that
that's
I was trying to get
yeah,
across.
and I
is
think
like,
that's a very it's honestly I'm not even judging that misunderstanding because I get it. It's more just like no, they're actually like this is just like an unusual way a community of people that are frustrated about healthcare have sprung up, and that is that is like this time where it's sort of like okay, something happens and it like triggers everybody to be like wait, I feel that frustration. And so like I don't think anybody wanted anybody to get killed,
right?
And it's not like it's like that's not what I feel like the people are supporting.
that didn't come across either in the doc.
No,
or the short film.
exactly. And it's sorry, but bad things aren't ended by releasing butterflies into the air. You know, like
Did you say a revolution isn't started with a hug?
Oh, I
That's
did
what I
say
love
that.
that.
Yeah.
She said that. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was.
Yeah,
way,
that's what-
I was way more eloquent when I was drunk at Mardi Gras. Wow. Okay.
It's true.
But it's true, and that's the sad truth sometimes. But if nobody's listening, you have to start speaking louder.
Yeah, and I mean we live in like crazy times right now. You know what I mean?
Like
It's like
turn on the news right now.
everything just feels more and more extreme, and so I feel kind of like to me it's sort of like oh like this wouldn't have happened. Like this feels like it would happen now because it's like everybody.
Yeah.
I do feel like there's this like energy where like everyone has reached their boiling point a little bit. Like everybody is like everyone's maxed out, So like I think that hopefully like the other side is like not like this. We want to get to the other side where like we don't have to like be at this level.
Well, and regardless, we are not the enemy. Whatever side you feel about Luigi, each other, we are not the enemy. And that's what the 1% hopes is that we just infight with each other and forget about them who are the real fucking assholes.
Right.
Anyways.
No, fully.
We could just keep going. But yes.
The last question I have, and then we're going to do our last segment, which will be fun. Did you get a swimsuit?
I didn't. No, they were
Damn
sold
it.
out.
Still sold out. God damn.
I'm kind of like,
think,
I would wear one, I think.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'll hook you up.
Oh.
I'll get Boo. Yeah.
Shut up.
That would.
Shout out to Boo.
Are we going to have matching swimsuits?
Luigi.
Oh, wow.
Also, her nephew's a little obsessed with him, so maybe he needs a
really?
bathing suit too. Anyways, it's fine.
Okay, we'll talk after.
Well, there's a lot of good swag out there.
Okay, so we end all of our segments with something called This Bitch.
Okay.
And we ask of our guests to tell us who their this bitch of the moment is. You can either shine a light on something that's bringing you joy, or you can throw shade on something that's pissing you off.
Okay. Wow. Honestly, something that's bringing me joy. I know this is going to sound crazy for like the kind of films that I make, but I am like logging off a lot right now. I am feeling like that something that is making me feel like a lot of anger is like every time I open my phone. And so like I'm logging off a lot right now. I just got this app called Be Present that like kicks you off your apps like as you use them too much. And it's like helped me like not go on Instagram, not go on TikTok, not even on Gmail even. Gmail is addicting. And so I feel like something that's like bringing me like a lot of joy right now is like not being on like managing how much I'm like in my phone, because I have felt like so sensitive to like the news and like everything lately. And I think that, you know, I want to try to be like a little bit more present.
So this bitch is your phone or your
This bitch is my phone right now. Yeah, exactly. I like it. Like, and also when it tells me it's like how much screen time and stuff, I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
It's like that. Yeah.
Amazing.
I don't know if that was the right answer.
No, that was
but-
perfect.
Okay,
No
cool.
wrong
There is
answer.
no, that's the beauty of it.
Okay, great. I love it.
Well, thank you so much. Again, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
You're one of our first guests at Sundance,
Yeah.
and now you're one of our last guests at Sundance Park City.
I have a photo from that day, and we were all
Yes.
babies.
Little babies.
Let's put them side by side.
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
A lot has happened.
we've been through a lot of tough
We've
things.
changed our looks. Like,
It's a lot.
We've been speaking with director Liza Mandalup of the short film Luigi, and can't wait to have you on again soon
thank you so much. I hope to see you guys soon.
with bathing suits. This episode was supported by Amy Billstrom and Melanie Pena.
Thanks for joining us on today's show. You can find more information about this episode in our show notes.
If you're missing us, you can visit us at bitchtalkpodcast.com to sign up for our newsletter and buy us a cup of coffee.
Did you know we're also on the radio? You can find us at bff.fm.
And lastly, rate and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. All the cool bitches are doing it.